Just a goodness knows what it'll be like when we're actually
not long now, Ellie.
left to our own devices, but it should be interesting. Thank you very much for listening, listeners. We'll be back for episode 55, the Dawn Chorus special of The Eagle is Stranded. Before The Eagle is Stranded heads into its epic, giddy climax, what do you want us to do?
We are not doing a giddy climax.
My goodness.
Good little riposte there, Ellie.
I thought that was good.
The batteries, the memory's running out again.
Excellent bit of drama
goodbye.
Bye.
With the memory running out there, which is
drama.
obviously not real, but it was just scripted bit of drama there. But I thought I personally did that very well.
Yeah.
Goodbye as well. One of the best, I think. One of the better ones.
I mean, on the whole, I probably...
I'd rather not. I'm quite tired. Go on.
I probably would have preferred that you hadn't announced a dawn trip because I am so tired.
Yeah, if you're wondering, listeners, what's going on here, we thought we'd give you a behind the scenes. I said what we did, and we were just listening to the previous podcast, which we would normally do in the morning, but we're going to be up early in the morning because we're going to see in the Dawn Chorus. So we're going to be up for sunrise, so we'll probably have to set the alarm for around about
4:45.
4:45 for a 5:01 predicted sunrise.
5:02.
Said 5:01
I'm sure it said 5:02. Anyway,
we'll be up in
the bonus of going out for dawn with a blind dude is if we have missed it by a second or two, I wouldn't lie to you.
No, you couldn't lie to the listeners. We've had enough of that on the
exactly.
on this podcast series.
And to find that now Gina G is actually trending is remarkable.
Is trending, apparently, due to people talking about it because Eurovision
it should have been Eurovision, not due to the scandal of the faked.
It's not the first time, though, that something that I've talked about has trended within a few days.
Pigeons.
Pigeons and Gina G. That's a niche demographic
very
there.
niche.
Venn diagram with two interests.
And Bryan Adams.
Well, that's the thing, actually. Bryan Adams, because of his outburst on Twitter, his angry outburst, in which he wasn't happy because his Albert Hall run has been cancelled.
Yeah.
And then he made a massive outburst on Twitter. I have obviously done a video, I assume you've watched it, people, done a video about Bryan Adams. It's no wonder that he's angry because of the way that his record label have treated him. Yeah. You can see that video, but I don't know the best way of watching it. Probably the best way is to go to davideagle.co.uk, click on the clips page and find it. It's called A Shocking Discovery, courtesy of the dark web regarding Bryan Adams. I would just say type in David Eagle Bryan into Google or into YouTube, but for some reason it seems as if it's been taken off. It's not searchable, and so presumably Bryan Adams has asked for
embargoed. There's that thing where you can ask to have yourself removed from
searches,
European searches. Yeah. So we thought maybe as a result his people have gone, he's kicked off. It's all a little bit racist. And so any reference, I mean, I could find out if this is the case by Googling his name.
You must have some Bryan Adams references.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't... Bryan Adams doesn't exist all of a sudden.
How would that be any good for his career? We've gone down too much of a Bryan Adams rabbit hole here. I wasn't intending on that.
Right. We are going to be up for sunrise, so we thought we would go to bed a little earlier than planned, and we would have a herbal tea, an appropriately named herbal tea, which is going to be the Sunset Soother. We thought we could soothe us into sleep, and then we'll be ready. Well, I don't think we're going to be ready, but...
we're not going to be ready.
I mean, this is the thing. I'm rubbish of the morning, ordinarily, so goodness knows what it's going to be like at 4:45. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set my recorder on my phone, which has a feature on it where it can record only when it detects sound. So I thought that would be quite interesting because I'm going to sound very different in the morning, but also thought it might be quite nice to get the reaction upon the alarm going off, but also you would get any sounds that are made in the middle of the night, so that'd be quite interesting. So the next thing you're going to hear, listeners, the sounds of our nighttime noises, and then eventually you will hear the sound of the alarm going off. We'll wake up. We won't know what sounds you've heard, so we'll just continue the podcast, because obviously we're not going to listen back to the sounds because we haven't got time. We've got to get out and sample the dawn chorus. Okay, good night. I mean, we don't normally kiss or anything, do we, before? We don't normally do anything really affectionate anymore. That's kind of gone out of our relationship.
I mean, this is purely a...
Well, she's only in it for the podcast now. Anyway,
yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh. Oh. Oh, no. I didn't get to sleep till about 1, 2 o'clock. Now plugged in the microphones in my ears. Yeah. I've done a test record just to make sure this is working while Ellie was in the bathroom, because I don't think Ellie would forgive me if we had to do this again. And it's hard with some of you not forgiving me without my own fiancé on top of things. There's an image for you, my friends. No, just crashed into a table. Even though it was only a few hours since we did the previous podcast, we've had time to factor in that drama for you there. My brain has not properly woken up yet. Still very much in a dream state where sporadic thoughts become interconnected. Desultory. The disconnected becomes connected, as it does in the dream world. So I've had Daniel Bedingfield, if you're not the one, in my head. The reason is because I yawned, and then I thought, yawn, if you're not the one. That's, I assume, why. Well, I've been in a dream when something happens and then you realise this doesn't make any sense. And at that point, it's like you found the dream out. Were you having any dreams, Ellie, that you remember?
Yeah, but I can't. I can remember there was stuff, but I can't exactly remember the details. No.
There we are. It took us quite a while to script that bit. It's now 4:57 and we're outside. We're going to do our usual walk. Nice to see that the pigeon, one of the first risers. I'm not sure if that's usually the case, or if it's just putting on a special show knowing that we're out. I wonder why there is a dawn chorus in the first place, Ellie. Because the last thing that I want to do, as someone who is a singer, when I wake up in the morning, is sing. Any other time of the day, happily. But I'm not up to it. First thing in the morning.
I'm very tired of my teeth are sore.
Not even clenching.
I've been clenching my jaw. Well, I think it's a stress thing, so it's always that thing if you're waiting for an alarm.
Yeah, it's interesting as well, I suppose, because we haven't had to use an alarm for weeks now. Yeah, it is silly when I've got to be up for something and I haven't had to be up for a while. So maybe if we're having to get up early to go into schools or something, it's the start of a week of schools, I will just spend all of that Sunday night just having dreams about either missing the alarm or having to be up. I just need to get to sleep. I won't miss the alarm. What is going on? And I suppose for our brains, that's the closest we get to like those survival instincts, those primitive instincts. Like, we've got to be up for this. Life depends on it.
Bad enough when I had to do a job and get up at 6 every Sunday.
And now you're doing a podcast completely for free. You're up at 5.
Going through a gap in the hedge.
Mind the gap.
Walking through the brambles and the pathway.
It'd be interesting to know what the recorder picked up last night, because it was, as I said, on the recording during the moments of noise during the night. I have to say, it doesn't sound now that there is a bit more bird activity. I can't say it's...
It might just be different birds. We're not very good at birds.
Well, alright, there's no need to rub it in, eh? Not very good with birds indeed. Oh, there's a lovely susurration. few birds off to the left, and then the susurration to the right, which I believe were the prototype lyrics for Stuck in the Middle with You. Birds to the left of me, susurration to the right. And then the record label said, this is not scanning.
It's not something that people can identify.
Susurration, you can't imagine people, singing that kind of thing. Who sung that song? Stuck in the Middle of You, Stealers Wheel. Yeah. So now I just agreed.
Pretty sure it was covered by Louise as well.
Really?
Louise from Eternal. At that point, Louise Nerding, then Redknapp now. Who knows?
There it is. If you're listening, Louise, can't really cover you, to be honest. We've had enough of Gina G.
There's a bonfire somewhere. Maybe it's the farm again. Burning shit overnight.
A bit of classical music over there, my friends, and you've got quite the atmospheric podcast. Could try selling this to Radio 3. Oh yeah, good quality birdness there. So is there a small part of you now that you're out in nature, that's enjoying this, Sally?
Birds are always nice, aren't they?
Yeah. One of the reasons we are stopping doing the Ego Stranded is actually because we are working on another project which we've been headhunted for, which is a kind of a motivational morning podcast.
I'm not going to be in it very much.
We're just practicing for that. Ellie's kind of the voice of reason, so I'm the motivational speaker, and I get very exercised about things, and I'll say, come on people, the early bird catches the worm, and then Ellie says, I'd rather have some cereal and toast. That kind of thing. And people like her down-to-earth approach, but she isn't interested in being down-to-earth. We've established that she doesn't want a worm.
I think there's only so much punning I can take when I'm not straight awake. So for the benefit of the listeners, I had an emergency root canal like 2 months ago, and she put in a temporary filling, and she said, but you've got to be careful because your tooth can snap. And I think the filling's a bit broken. I'm going to have to get either a replacement or my tooth removed.
You cut my hair, I'll do your tooth.
Seems fair.
Oh, you can hear the other animals coming out now. The sheep are out. And there's the cockerel. Really, that's the first time we've heard the cockerel. Yet it's the cockerel that is the notorious bird, of course, notorious for waking people. And it's one of the late risers there, I would say.
Unless he did a bit before.
Oh, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. You've always been like that with the cock, and that's one of the reasons to get that. The weird thing is, we don't know what sounds we made in the night, Ellie. So we could have had a full conversation,
Before with me.
Yeah.
I used to go to sleepovers at my friend Claire's house. She'd have full conversations with me, wouldn't realise I was asleep. So I was just answering and chatting back.
You're a lot more slurry, I'd say, if you're talking in your sleep.
Yeah.
But maybe it was different in those days. You were drinking a lot more, weren't you? So
yeah, when I was 12.
Yeah, she just couldn't tell the difference. Oh. Interesting. That pigeon has completely flawed my previous statements about pigeons, because that one's doing a very different sequence.
I didn't you were near.
And they said, no, we can.
And it was thinking, he's a guy who's keeping an eye on what we're saying. Hey Brian, I'm going to do this.
Brian, definitely.
He'll be confused.
Going for it. I think Brian would be a good name for that pigeon, because he was quite angry sounding.
They sound like they're competing.
Yeah, they do a little bit, don't they? I wonder if that's really dispiriting for birds like that. They just go, just one syllable, no real expression. And then you've got like the songbirds that are riffing. Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Show off.
Or maybe they think, that's a bit much.
First car.
Apart from the one from the crow before. turn. And how fitting that it should be the pigeon as the last bird that we hear. One of the first ones and the last one. The good news is all that bird action has got Daniel Bedingfield out of my head. Well, we've now had another 2 hours of sleep or something.
Oh, it took a while though, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. We were so tired. I would have thought that sleep would have become us very quickly, but it did not at all.
It did not.
One of the reasons was the birds were keeping me awake.
Fucking birds.
Yeah. The irony of the situation.
Yeah.
Poor Ellie. I do feel sorry for her because she obviously not used to having an alarm call at the moment, and this is the earliest you've
I used to be really good at alarms. I had one every day and it was fine, but it's been 2 months and I've not had to stick to any time frame.
It's interesting how that affected you because you were clenching your teeth during the night.
Yeah, well, I do that if I know that I've gone to bed later, and we did go to bed at like 10, but didn't get to sleep until later on. If I know that I've got to get up at a certain time, I am tense and I do that thing of like waking up before the alarm.
I have now listened to the sound of us during the night.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed. It was nothing. It was just like, and then the alarm going off, I was wondering maybe if we'd have heard the sound of your grinding of the teeth.
Oh, probably not.
But there was no grinding to be had.
But I took...
No grinding to be had, we were too tired.
No,
I think my favourite bit of the whole thing, Ellie,
Yeah.
was that you were so miserable. But then I made one reference to the pigeon, and you start doing this pigeon impression. I don't know what, I can't remember, but some of the listeners will remember, because for them, this was, they've heard it.
Mere minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved that bit, because you just went from nothing, for no life to that, and then you were back to your sad
Sullen
self again.
self.
So maybe you were a pigeon in a former life.
We've got to have an online group chat tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're not half asleep for that.
With Emily Hearn,
Yeah.
daughter of Ray Hearn, previous podcast guest.
Podcast favourite.
When we used to do decent things on the podcast,
Not
not just recording
grumble
ourselves
outside.
grumbling at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Fucking birds. And Sean and Emily Cooney.
Yeah.
Sean of the Young'uns.
You know the news before we go? I've got this weird thing on my back of my boxer shorts here.
What? Oh, I think it's a...
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a thread. We just need to trim
That's
that.
massively long.
Well, it just needs to be... I don't want to pull it because it might unstitch you. And then you'll have like a
Yeah.
bum flap
Oh,
in your pants.
I mean, I could have like only put a certain amount of those words in,
Yeah.
and then listeners could have guessed what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening. This has probably been 5 minutes of preamble, 5 minutes of postamble, and 1 minute of dawn chorus.
Of me go...
Yeah. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow for day 56 of The Eagle is Stranded. Goodbye.
Bye.